Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be with you today. And I've been looking at the clock almost since 11:30 and waiting for our time at noon, and here we are. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my four-step guts formula. The reason why I wanted to bring it up today is that I gave a talk yesterday for the Amelia Island, Nassau County Board of Real Estate, and it seemed to be well received. And I've been doing this same talk, well, not the same talk, but talking about my formula and customizing it to each audience that I address for over 20 years. And I have found that what people are looking for is something that's simple and easy to do on a daily basis in order to stay positive, to stay motivated, and to become more productive in their lives. So I wasn't sure if in our sessions on Mondays, if I actually covered the entire formula. And I thought, let me give you an overview today. Eventually, I'll be doing a special class on it and go into more detail with each step. But for our time that we have today, let me run through the process. And I hope that there's some takeaways for you that you can use right now on a daily basis to help you. So here we go. The four-step guts formula starts with a G. It's an acronym, and guts with the G means gain knowledge. And what I mean by that is I have found that if we continue to learn, we continue to earn, and we continue to have more confidence in ourselves. And we also become an expert in our field or in our hobby or whatever else that we're interested in learning more about. And it's great for our brains as well, is to keep learning, to gain knowledge, to just keep active with your mind and to challenge yourself. Listen, if my dad can do this at 95 years old, he's on the computer, he's on his phone, he's on his what does he have? He has another, I forgot what it's called, but he has so many different digital items that he keeps track of, and he keeps learning. And especially with his photography, he's learning how to do things more digitally. So if he can do it, we can do it. Oh, I know. I was going to say iPad. That's the other one that he uses. So anyway, gain knowledge is very important. Also, I think we need to know, when I think of gain knowledge in a personal sense, gaining knowledge about our families, our friends, coworkers, and customers. That's one of the things I talked about yesterday during the real estate talk that I gave, was that we need to know our customers a little better, find out what their needs are, what kind of emotions they're going through, what kind of stress, what kind of anxiety, especially in the big purchase of a home or a condo. It's there's so many moving parts, and change and transitions are difficult for everyone. So gain knowledge is the first step in the GUTS formula. The U stands for use positive affirmations. And basically, psychologists call this self-talk, is what we say to ourselves and what we say to other people most often. For example, how many of us, I know none of you, but people that you may know, would say, oh, I'm not good at math, or I'm never going to make enough money, or I am so broke I can't afford to even buy a pair of shoes, or any of those kind of negative statements. It's a habit. We're kind of conditioned to say more negative things than positive things. But psychologist Dr. Shad Helmstetter, who I studied, he said that by the time we're 18 years old, that we have been told the word no or something counterproductive over 149,000 times. So here's the thing. If we are saying things to ourselves or to other people that are negative, we have to think about how to reframe those statements and to be more positive. Expect good, and you'll get good. What you expect to happen happens based on your belief in it. So reframe those statements whenever you can. Catch yourself and say, I am making enough money. I live in abundance. I am closing more sales. I live an abundant and happy and healthy life. You can create these affirmations just about for any area of your life, and they're fun to do. You could really have a good time creating these statements and repeating them on a regular basis. And the reason why you do it in the present tense is because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real or what's false, or if something is in the present tense, past tense, or future. So if you say it in the present tense, the subconscious mind accepts it as true and eventually will deliver what you state and believe with so much energy is true. It's bound to happen outwardly in your life. The T stands for train your thoughts. The National Science Foundation tells us that we think about 60,000 thoughts per day. Well, let's say we're half the time we're positive. What about the other 30,000 thoughts that are rambling around in our mind that are counterproductive or even negative? So it's kind of unrealistic to be positive all the time. But if we could take those 30,000 thoughts that are counterproductive and we start changing those thoughts on a regular basis to more positive, productive ones, we're just going to feel so much better. And we're going to see that outplay into our real lives. It works. Now, you may have a hard time changing those thoughts. We all do. What I do, what I've learned from other masters, is that if we can just say when we're in a negative spiral, let's say, or in thinking negative thoughts, just say the word stop or cancel. And after you say that, you replace that thought with a positive one. And that kind of does the trick. So please work on those thoughts, make them more positive, and I think you're going to find that you'll be a lot happier, and the results in your life, whether it's with your personal life, your professional life, will be more positive, more productive, and cause so far less stress. Then the last step is the S, and that's set realistic goals and visualize them happening. And we've talked about this. You've talked about it. You've read about it. You've been in classes about goal setting. It's something that is so not new. But do you know that only 3% of the population writes down their goals? And guess what? The most prosperous people in the world are the people that write down those goals. There's been study after study talking about that. Whereas if you write them down, there's something psychologically and something that happens in your brain that creates it stronger to the memory that we have. So writing it down helps. And then also when you're setting your goals, set all different kinds. You can set small, medium, large, and supersized goals. Then after you write those down, visualize them happening right now, not in the future, but right now. Visualize them already accomplished in your mind, and you'll be surprised how quickly you can obtain them. The other part of setting goals, I think, that is really important is that set your own goals. Don't set goals to compare yourself to other people, because you know what? We're not in a competition with anyone. The only one you need to compete with, if you even want to compete with, is yourself. I think that we all owe it to ourselves to become the best version of ourselves. And by doing goal setting that's specific to you and me is just so important. We all have different paths. We all have different objectives, and we all have different needs and wants. So make them very specific to you. So if you want to practice the 4-step guts formula and see if you see a difference in your lives, please do. And let me know. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if you need help in coming up with some of these affirmations, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you because I love that. I'm very passionate about creating positive statements for people and having them repeat them on a daily basis. So let's quickly review the 4-step GUTS formula. The acronym is GUTS, G-U-T-S. G, gain knowledge. U, use positive affirmations. T, train your thoughts. S, set realistic goals and visualize them as already accomplished. So I hope that helps, and good luck. Please let me know how you're doing with this formula and any aha moments, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thanks.